At raisecredit.com, you'll learn how to acquire credit and how to use that credit to build a better life. When you're done, you'll create asset protection to keep the life you really want. Raisecredit.com. Get the knowledge you need to succeed and keep your hard work. Raisecredit.com.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Ray Reynolds here with raiswebinar.com. In the beginning, if you don't know me, I'm going to tell you to get a tablet and pen, write things down so we put it in our brain versus taking pictures. Information's protected in many, many ways. As we do this, again, tablet and pen. Ultimate goal is this. At the end of this, I'd like you to give a call, toll-free, 800-510-3338. See how we can help you today. Main thing is to give you an overview, teach you some rules and some tools. How to play the game and get to the $1 million dream. In the beginning, plan on the problem. Most people don't plan the problem and they get knocked down. We're going to talk about safety credit today. We're going to talk about the line of defense too. I want you to drive through your city today and look around. You're going to see a bank or a grocery store that's been shut down before, during COVID-19. They bankrupted the piece and they wrote it off on their taxes and they're still in business today. You see, you got to learn how to play that game too. Ultimate goal, never bring the pain home. That's what we all have to learn how to do. Journey with me. When I was a little boy, I got the magazines and I ripped out the pages. I was looking for the mommy and daddy. Didn't get that. So I ripped out the pages for what? The money, the cars, the mansions too. Let's see how I did. Now I'm going to call it getting past go, because I think most of you get stuck. I was basically with Mrs. Hope from 3 to 10 years old. First thing she would do to me every morning is drop me off Redondo Beach Pier from the age of 3 to 9.5 years old. She was a she-devil female. I learned to steal and beg off the pier. Kind of sucked. But you know what I got to do? God gave me an IQ off the chart with total recall on most things. I got my Lamborghinis, I got my Duffys, I got my mansions. I broke world records too. Having some fun. I even got my race boats and my yachts in my backyard. Helicopter and Ferraris too. See, if I can do this, so can you. The difference is you got to know the rules and the tools and how to play. We're going to call it Ray's Rules today. Now, all my life since I was a little boy, I've always said I'm one of the few. I don't want to be one of the many. Sorry, I don't want to be like you. All right, I want you to basically be more like me. Why? I brought in $100,000 at 9.5, $1 million at 14, double billion at 26. How am I doing so far? I want to understand. I wrote Winning the Game of Business 43 years ago. I connected the dots as a kid. I founded a corporation as a legal person at 7.5 years old. 9.5, I set up Helping Hand Industries. Having fun, brought in $100,000. Tomorrow, I'll be at the office from 4 o'clock in the morning like I am almost every day. 7 o'clock is the first time I start my first class tomorrow. You see, one thing I've done for 43 years, all right, basically, I always do, all right, Saturday, seminars, workshops, and boot camps. But I like to do the work for you. I'll teach you how to do the work, but I want to do it for you in the beginning. See, I'm not going to pass the buck. I want to get you on the $1 million dream. I don't want you bringing the pain home ever again. Today is the 4th of December, and the bottom line is here's your life. You're running out of time. You got 9 working days starting next week to get all the paperwork done and get it all set up before the end of the year. But again, I'd like to hold your hand. I want you to think about something today. In 1998, the magazine called Inc. Magazine, they wrote up some things I was doing called Using Plastic to Finance Your Business. See, every one of these cards is a $1 million card. Kind of fun. I built $1 million of credit for my cat at the time. I did it for Monica's cat too. I'll bet you if I can do it for the cat, I can probably do it for you, if you allow me to. 9 days left. There's a calendar. I don't control time, neither do you. But if you don't get it set up right away, sorry, you just made opportunity pass you by. 2020, 2021, 2 years, Blackjack year. Can you imagine next year you could be a winner to $1 million corporation? But what happens usually, you lose your job or have an emergency today. What happens next? Yeah, you run out of time, you run out of money, and you jack up your credit in 42 days. Is that true about you? You brought the pain home too? Well, remember something today. I'm the guy that trained Ken Yarborough years ago, security chief at TRW and Asperian. I'd like you to write down Credit Services Act, please. Google it later today. It'll take you to the Federal Trade Commission. It'll say credit repair is a scam, not a collect money up front. From there, it'll refer to you to the Credit Repair Organization Act 2, where it says credit repair. Attorneys can't do that either. So what are you supposed to do now? Guess? Well, I'd like to build a relationship with you. I'd like to get you to the $1 million dream. Tomorrow, all day, I'd like you to spend it with me. I want to teach you about rapid rescore, how it pushes your scores up to 200 points, get you an 820. I took a picture of basically Credit Karma because it's free. They had 500 score. I pushed it up 157 points. They got a 708. Then I pushed it to an 820. Is that okay with you? Would you like one of those too? Let me know. Now I need you to do yourself a favor right now. I need you to pull out your Social Security card. That's right, pull it out of your purse or your wallet today. You only got one of these. That makes you the duck, by the way. You were told to get the SSN as a teenager to get the job. Did you know it connected the 1040 tax return at the time? When you look at that card today and you read it front and back, it'll say do not laminate, do not use for ID purposes, do not carry with you. It's not even your card. There's the application you filled out as a teenager. When you look at the card today, it says property of Social Administration and not you. Remember, the creditors aren't supposed to use it and abuse it either. So what happens today is pretty simple. A rapid refresh blocks your crap and rebuilds you. If you allow me to, not only will I educate you, give you the rules and the tools, I'll rebuild it for you as well. But again, we got a choice. In the beginning, I'd like to repackage your life, your house, your car, your bank account. Let's understand, I think you're doing it wrong anyway. So the ultimate goal is pretty simple today. Credit saved my life as a kid, as an adult. So let's understand what that means to you. You see, every time you hear somebody say money for a rainy day, sorry to say, to me in my life it doesn't rain, it always pours. What if today you have an emergency and you needed $5,000, but you needed it today? You need it now. Ask your friends, your family, and the banks, they all say no. If you had a safety credit card like I have in my hand, or the one on the screen, if you had to max it out today, the payment's $50 a month. That's it. They say you waste out almost every other day. Next thing they say about most of you is you waste $140 a week. I don't know if that's true, but let's look at two venture cards. One's a venture and a venture one, $50,000 a piece. We got to write down safety credit because personal credit, you can't write off the card or the interest rate at all. So we got to start using it and not abusing it and act like it's free money like you did in the beginning. What you got to realize is this: if I had to max out one of those cards today, the payment would have been $612.26. The average thing that the average person wastes or pisses away every month. By the way, you could have got two pizza restaurants that stay open due COVID-19. That would have gave you up to $24,000 of cash flow per month. So stop wasting money. Stop bringing the pain home. You got the ability to listen and learn today. Remember, like I said in the beginning, plan on the problem. Have safety credit, have the line of defense. See it, believe, and go get it every day. You see, we're all going to get knocked down again and again. What happens to you is you didn't know the rules how to play the game. Now, first of all, we have to set up our goal list. And then you're going to have to believe in yourself. Me, I believe in God, and I believe in me. In 1981, I broke the record for the highest kick on the planet still to the day. That just proves white men do jump. Just stupid people say we don't. So let's understand something today. If someone says you can't do this or that, don't pay attention to them. Remember, God gave you a gift and a dream. See it, believe, and go get it, please. You're going to have to let go of the past and build the future. That's going to be that corporation for you today. SSN, you got it to get the job, connect to the 1040 tax return. You got two little write-offs if you're lucky. But now you got an Asperian, a TransUnion, and Equifax too. Now let's understand something today. The moment you jack up these cards past 29%, you drop your score, you get stuck, you can't get any more. Is that true about some of you today? I want you to understand the other reason you have an SSN. because we're the collateral for the United States of America Incorporated, by the way, especially ever since Nixon took the gold standard out. So let's take that tablet and pen and write down Ray's rules, please. I want you to write down $100,000 of safety credit. I don't want you using more than 29%. In case you lose your job or there's a pandemic, you could have $71,000 of safety credit. There's your backup for a backup, just in case you lost a job or COVID-19. So what happens today? You can feed your family up to 2 years. But what do most people do? They take the money and the credit from the family and they roll the dice and they hurt the family every day. Do yourself a favor, never bring the pain home again. By the way, you've been using the wrong money anyway. You got the ability to listen and learn if these are turned on today, and I pray that they are. We all have a sad story to tell. I was in my first coma at 5.5 years old when I hit the curb with my face going 40 miles an hour. I still got up again. There's me in 2009. Swine flu and pneumonia, pandemic number 9. I took people on my corporate yacht. The next day I get to die. Kind of sucks, but the reality is simple for me. There's my yacht and my race boat parked in my backyard. Where you park yours again? So understand, I was the second largest advertiser in Los Angeles before the coma, so I get to lay there and die. That kind of sucks. And they called it H1N1 too. Now, what did I do at the end of the day when I came out of that coma? I put my credit score back to an 820 in 5 weeks, walking around with an oxygen tank. Then I popped $1 million credit card again. I don't stay down, and neither would you if you play with me. I'll teach you the rules and the tools how to play the game and win. God saved me to come back and help you. You going to pay attention today? I pray that you are. So let's think about this today. We don't get a do-over. All right, we get to live or die. COVID-19 can wipe us out. Now, if I knew to wear a mask or a bubble around my head versus laying in that hospital being dead, I would have did that too. So let's understand something today. It takes a moment to die and a lifetime to live. Which one you going to pick today? That'll be up to you. Now, I want you chasing the money like I do. Now, money is one of my top 10, not my top 5. So let's understand something today. If I basically close my eyes and I think when I was 3, eating out of that trash can and begging off the pier, not only could I smell it, I can see it too. When you have total recall on most things, it kind of sucks sometimes. So what does money do for me? I can pay my bills. I can take care of my family. I can help people like you. I haven't had a paycheck for over 20 years. So guess what today? Yes, 9 out of 10 people hate their job anyway. We're getting older, slower, we're not as pretty as we used to be. Go back to the job you hate. It's okay. Eventually they're going to fire you anyway. Then you're going to drive an Uber and deliver some pizza. Here's your dream. I want you to focus. I want this done in the next 180 days. I want 25 to 100,000 of credit. Corporation set up. Buy your first property through the divisions and corporation. Franchise being funded too. Don't you ever be afraid to be rich. But the bottom line is up to you. Now there's your 12 goals too, 12 months goals. So I'll set the goals. Hell, I'll do the work for you too. You want me to hand you the keys as well and fill it up as gas? Not a problem. I got no excuses. When I'm done with you today, you have no more excuses besides A, you want to go get it, or you're just lazy. That's pretty simple to say because it's the truth. Now, we got a choice to help the Christmas bonus for these employees in the office today. So I'm going to discount some things so you can get it away. Now, when I was with Mrs. Hope from 3 to 10 years old, they had a poker game every Wednesday night. I wrote my little notes. I heard what they had to say. They said a corporation's a legal person. I wrote it down, circled it 10 times. They thought I was weird. Probably true. You know what I wanted? I heard a corporation's a legal person. You know what I did? I couldn't sleep all night. I rode my bicycle the next day to the Torrance Police Department. I knew there was a library next door. I walked in and said, "Ma'am, could you help me, please?" She says, "Here's a microfiche, here's a buck." You know, even though I got used and abused as a kid and I wanted to get out of hell, I was looking for what you've been looking for all your life. The blueprint, the rules, and instruction how to get to the $1 million dream. By the way, that day, I got pissed off because I read the book front and back. It doesn't exist. So what happened is simple. I went back to the library every day from 7.5 to 9.5 years old. I wanted to read every book I could because I had to get out of hell. How bad do you want something today? It's kind of like this. What I did is I created the blueprint. All right, those 12 books and CDs, that's how I got to the first 100,000, million, and double billion by the time I was 26. Real estate did that too. Financial series, that was fun as well. Don't forget winning the game of business 43 years ago. So we basically found books and CDs in Credit Hotline when they closed their office in March because of COVID-19. When I was at the Bonaventure for 32 years, I used to sell that for $20,000 a pop. Every Wednesday night there was a line around the hotel to get a hold of me. Today, if you want the blueprint, 18 books and CDs instead of $9.99, the ultimate goal for you is today, because I want to help save their Christmas bonus. All right, it's $299 to you, but that's a today price. Now, I love Zelle. I don't like merchants. I don't like banks too. But you, if you want to use a deposit or a wire or a Zelle, that's how we get paid through COVID-19. There it is. Take a picture of the page. That's how we get paid, so we can ship it right away to you. What I'd really like to do is repackage your credit, rebuild it, wrap a rescore. All the cards in your purse or wallet today need to be at 25 to 29%. You have to maintain that to maintain an 820 credit score. Your personal credit should be safety. I got to make you a qualified CFO for a corporation if you really want to get the million to the billion. You see, it's like the gold cards. It's kind of fun. These are the only cards that the 29% rule doesn't affect, as long as they're paid over time. And don't worry, the fee, you'll actually get that through the points 3 times over anyway. So if you want one of these cards, let me build it up for you. Let me know. They'll even offer you a 99 more. But that's $100 million of credit. That's too much for you. So if you only want one, that's pretty simple. You want 9 more too? Sometimes I get clients that want 10 at a time. But that's $1 million of credit. That's too much credit probably for you. So if you want me to build it up for you, it's pretty simple to do. I normally charge $1,000. Today, since I'm trying to help them get their Christmas bonus back, I'm going to give you a phone call with me when you get the card, and I'm going to give you the card, and I'll build it up for you for $4.99. It's a giveaway. Zelle wire deposit today, not tomorrow. Reality is there's 4 points and ways to make money with me. I'm always going to focus on real estate first. Fixer-upper, duplex, fourplex, and apartment complex too. I'd like to get you a franchise today. Probably a Pizza, a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, or a Wendy's too. They stay open through COVID-19, by the way. Profit sharing as well. Now, I was the incorporator for most of the rich and famous people for years. I came up with 84 ways to leverage money. Turn that into $100 million. But that's too much for you, so we'll just teach you 3 or 4 ways to play. Now, remember, I said house, car, and bank account too. Here's a company car. All right, and you know what all the rich and famous people do every day? They drive a company car and they write it all off. But not you. You get a paycheck, but you get it's taxed before you get the leftover. You pay for a car you should not. Then you're taking the money and the credit from the family, you're rolling the dice and going, honey, let's hurt the family some more. I don't understand. Why are you driving a car registered to you in the first place? Why are you not getting a car into a tax ID and fleet price? Are these turned on today? You see, your paycheck, they hear it's called taxable income. Are you paying the payment, the gas, registration, insurance? If you are, why don't you yell the word no right away? Let's get you a company car. I'm going to be doing workshops all day tomorrow. You going to play with me? You want to listen and learn? You want to have some more fun? It's like that SS4. Line 10 says credit and banking purposes. That means we get to write off the card of the interest rate too, if you want to. See, the bottom line is draw that square, and the 3 squares below that too. Remember, when you go around your city today and drive around and you see that Wells Fargo bank or one of those banks or grocery stores that they filed bankruptcy on a piece and they wrote it all off on their taxes and they're still in business today, why aren't you playing the same game too? But you know what? In 1986, I wrote all the rules. All right, set up the line of defense too. Never bring the pain home ever again. It's about time you listen and learn and play the rules and tools. You got 9 days left. That's on you. I can work my tail off for you if you allow me to. But if you blow it, that's on you. When I do the divisions, it's kind of fun. So I do a division the way I wrote it in 86. I get it set up, a tax ID. I add a bunch of history to it too. So all you got to do is poppity pop in the future. But again, that would be up to you. So if I do 3 divisions and tax IDs and histories for you today, because I'm going to save their Christmas bonus, it's $6.99. Pretty simple. I'm giving it away. Zelle wire deposit. Now remember what I get to do for you. Every SS4 I get to build for you. And this is me doing it for you. Doing it on your own, it's not going to work, but that's up to you. I get to build you an Hesperian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Would you like to write off the card and the interest rate too? The business can actually finance itself. But my biggest problem is 6 out of 100 people, when I add the history to the dashboard, they get a bunch of green lights. And they take these silly things that come in the mail and they go clickety-clack. Don't do that at all, please. During the program, do not apply for credit. It's pretty simple to do. SS4 times 4. Don't name a corporation after you, please. Don't name it what it does. We got to have the line of defense. That's how you got knocked down the last time. You weren't planning for the problem. Divisions and entities for what? Real estate, franchise, current business. If you allow me to, I can build you up to $100,000 to $1 million card per tax ID. I already tried trying to say here's $100,000 of personal credit, but again, it's called safety credit. You got to balance the two of these. Never bring the pain home. You got to master Ray's rules. SSN equal to 1040 tax return. SS4 says banking and credit purposes. You get to write off the interest rate in the card. Here's your life, one of these, and this is your future too if you want to. Learn how to play the game as I do it for you, and I teach you to put it here. By the way, if all you want me to do is rebuild your credit to an 820 credit score, okay. Office sells it for $9.98. I give it away for half price today. I'm going to hand you a cash card back to you as well for $5,000. So if you did it today, it'd be $499. Now, if you want to be serious and get to the starter package to be a millionaire, we're going to do that too. But then we give you the articles, the assets, the tax ID, setup class, and level 1 for divisions 2. The ultimate goal is for you. So understand, normally it's $19.99. Half price today means at $9.99 to you. And that means very simple. I'm going to get you $10,000 of credit as well. So the bottom line is, if you want, and if you basically have the guts to step up to the plate, let me do the work for you. Yes, I got to challenge you because you got to get out of your own way. $999 today, and I do the work for you, and I get to teach you the rules and the tools in the next 90 days, and I'm handing you $10,000 of credit, cash credit, by the way. What excuse you got now? Millionaires in the Making workshop, usually $4,000. Why? Because I'm handing you $25,000 of cash credit. Today, half price is $1,999 to you. Ultimate goal, Zelle wire deposit. That's all you got to do. If you give me referrals, I'll get you another $1,000 of credit for you. It's kind of fun. Now, if you're watching me on Google, Facebook, and YouTube, you're missing the PowerPoint in front of me. Remember, go to rayswebinar.com, get the full overview, learn never to bring the pain home ever again. Now, this is what I heard at 7.5 years old at that poker game. It's Chapter 18 for corporations. It's not legal advice. Line 1 says a corporation's a legal person. You know, it has more rights than you and me. So the bottom line is learning how to play. The United States of America Incorporated, they set up their line of defense called states. All states are corporations today, and the states set up their line of defense too, called cities. Cities are corporations too. See, you got to set up your line of defense for you. Keep in mind, they actually planned if there was a problem. That's how they created a Chapter 9 bankruptcy too. So let's understand something today. You've watched cities file bankruptcy in the past, haven't you? That's why they came up with the Chapter 9. Remember something today, all right, you are we the people. It's about time you exercise your constitutional right too. When Nixon took the gold standard out, he gave them the key to the printing press. Remember, you and me, we got our SSN as a teenager to get the job to connect the 1040 tax return. Now you're connecting the dots, huh? By the way, Mama, she delivered a baby this morning at the hospital, and it's federally mandated that every hospital hands Mama an SSN form within 3 hours or less. Mama can't go home in the stroller in the car seat with the baby till Mama signs the SSN form. Baby's not getting a job. They just need to know how much more money to print. Pretty simple to do. Remember SSN, safety credit. Corporation, credit. Tax ID, write off the credit card and the interest rate too. Gotta set up that line of defense, just like the banks and the grocery stores do. In case one of them go bad, we get to get what? Bad of the bad pieces, and we get to keep the good pieces too. Bottom line is it's a choice. If Trump can do it, so can you. Rich and famous people can do it, so can you. If cities can do it, so can you. Learn how to play the game, please. You got the choice. Now, I broadcast twice, sometimes 3 times a day like today. Always live, and on Saturday, all live all day too. I don't like pre-recorded crap. Usually it takes me 90 days, but I got to tell you, if you got to do 1 or 2 things, my 90 days won't start till after you're done what I tell you need to do. And that's 90 days, working days for you. I can repackage anybody, but you got to follow along. It's like Walt Disney. I love Disney, don't you? They filed bankruptcy 7 times in the past. They didn't bring the pain home. They got, what, $1 billion in the bank? They don't want to pay any tax at all, but they know how to play the game too. So they wrote an IOU to themselves, and they paid no tax on $1 billion. If Mickey can do it, so can you. Remember your personal credit, safety credit, corporate credit. We go for cash first, never supply. We go for 8 cards per division, 9 lines of credit too. Then we think about supply credit, vendor credit, marketing credit, lease credit, and gas cards too. Remember, I got to make you a qualified CFO. It's the only way it's going to work. And if you want a gold card, let me know if you want me to build you up 1 or 10. It'll be up to you. If I build you up 1 today, I'm giving it half price as well. And it's still a phone call with me. It's $4.99 for you. Zelle wire deposit. Because I don't like merchants and I don't like banks in most cases too. That's easy. We get to track her instantly. I like Zelle. I think it makes a lot of sense to all of us. Now, if you want the credit rebuilding, half price today, $4.99, and you get a $5,000 card. If you want the starter package for the millionaire package, corporations, all the goodies, 90 days with me, doing the work for you as you master the rules in your brain, $10,000 of credit back to you. It's going to cost you $9.99 today. If you want Millionaires in the Making workshop, ooh, that's fun. See, you get $25,000 of credit with that one. And it's $1,999 today. Not tomorrow, today. Zelle wire deposit. When I studied Mr. Buffett's father first, then I studied him. The man owns his favorite companies, 10, and 100 companies on top of that too. You know he's playing the game. Why aren't you? Why don't you play and win too? That's up to you. So understand, I'll always tell you flat out, authorized users crap. Also, trade lines are too. We want the cash credit. That's why I got to make you a qualified CFO. The ability, don't be one of the 6 out of 100 that screwed up, please. But that's just the truth. Now, I invented and created 113 ways to daisy chain credit. Get 99 more cards off of a card. That could be $100 million, but that's too much for you. Remember, the IRS's rules are pretty simple. The only credit you can write off the credit or the interest rate to is corporate credit. So we're going to learn Ray's rules and tools. Is that okay with you? That way you can find the American dream. Now, here's some bars in front of you. If you got the intent to rip anybody off or defraud anybody, I would have to testify and get you in a court of law. Please don't do that at all. Remember something. Here's 3 divisions floating in front of you. Corporation, line of defense. What happens if something goes wrong with those pieces? We're going to do what the grocery store and the bank did. You'll see in your city today. We might want to call it the Donald Trump, the city, rich and famous too. We might call it Wells Fargo Bank too. We get to do exactly what they got to do. Disconnect, isolate, incorporate. Can't save the piece, bankrupt the piece, keep all the other pieces, never bring the pain home. Why do we have to do that at all? They didn't have to do it too. When you bought your house, I'm sorry to say you probably did it wrong anyway. You see, it should have been Ray's rules. Escrow closed, escrow homestead, escrow recorded in a trust. If you have assets or house that are not in a trust today, when somebody sues you, they take it away. If you die, you get stuck in their probate. The bottom line is to fix that property, be more fun. You're going to hire a contractor. Contractor's going to hire the subcontractor that's down outside Home Depot. Good workers. What if they slip and fall and they basically cut every corner they can and they sue you and want to take everything you got? Why don't you think about putting all the properties you get and quickly deed them to a division? How about an assignment of equity too? At the end of the day, when they try to sue you, guess what they get? Diddly squat. Why not? Why don't you think about Googling irrevocable trust today? That's the one I would pick if I was you, but that's up to you too. The ultimate goal is this. When you fix up a property today, I want you to understand something. Some of you play peekaboo with the IRS and make a mess. The IRS is the rule book. Play by the rules. You see, a corporation doesn't pay tax till it makes a profit. That means if you screwed up the IRS in the past or currently, go to irs.gov. Download a form called 656, a 433A and B. Get your COVID-19 check, get your butt back in the system today. Now, when you fix up that property, I want you to do it my way. I want you to have more divisions, to buy from the manufacturer, saving up to 70%. I don't want you to pay a bill for 30 to 60 to 90 days anyway. We're using their money to fix up that property, not yours. You got what? Escrow closed, pay off all the debt? Maybe you got up to $200,000 left over too. Don't act like you're rich because you're not. Have you ever had $10,000 to $100,000 in the past and you pissed it away? And some of you are broke today? Raise rules, leveraging money, borrow money's not taxable, write it down, set up the line of defense. Before my coma, my office in Irvine Spectrum was only 22,000 square feet. I had locations around the globe doing $1 million plus a day, helping people just like you. The bank would call me up or be at the office every morning at 9 o'clock going, what can I do for you today, Ray? See, when you got money, the banks always kiss your assets. When you don't have a pot to piss in, they don't know your damn name. I want you to learn how to leverage money. Banks leverage times 10 to the feds. Loan back to 5 to us. Borrow money's not taxable. That could be up to $3 million for you. We take $2 million of that borrow money, which is not taxable. Let's go get a McDonald's today. Big fry and shake. All right, you want one too? See, you got to realize there's that 22,000 square foot building in the past. Irvine Spectrum. My legacy will be the Reynolds University when I die. And don't worry, Clinton, Fishburne, and Mama, they're my past clients too. Michael, Kurt Cobain, Kevin Costner too. Free Ray, Ricky Ross, come on down too. Even college professors at Biola University. You're going to have to beat your own doubt, by the way. You got to run your own race. But me, I like to hold your hand till the rest of your life, if you allow me to. You got to do cash flow free of your time. A lot of people talk about it, but if they don't hand you the money to go do it, then what is all the talk about? So let's remember today, a brand new corporation, you and me, we'd focus on C191D. What am I going to do? I'm going to take $50,000 off of a card. I'm going to loan 5 people $10,000 apiece. Put a second on their house, a homestead blocker, and a UCC one too. What you just did is created cash flow. Positive cash flow of $2,449 per month. Now, if you need $4,800, let me know. You need $7,347, let me know too. You get to design your own cash flow in about an average of 90 days, by the way. This is up to you. Now, I won't show anything I didn't obtain myself. From the mansions to the yachts to the helicopters too. I got to get you past go. You see, I don't want you to ever, all right, talk about your surroundings. Don't have and play pity party with me. I was born in a damn taxi on the way to Gardena Hospital. She wanted a girl. I'm a boy with a wee-wee. So I got a girl's name and raised my middle name, and she threw me away like a piece of trash. All that did is piss me off to make me go get it some more. Don't you ever use an excuse, because that doesn't feed your family today. Stop waiting for the bus. The money's not coming. You're going to have to start doing this yourself and drive your own race. God's gift, oh, goody. The race boat and the yacht parked in my backyard at the time. I love the helicopter, the Lamborghini, the building too. Wouldn't you? I want you to do yourself a favor right now. Please write down, change your driver's license, please, to a P.O. box or a mailing address today. You wrote a check the other day, and guess what? You're over here. It's like saying, why don't you rob my house? I'm not home today. Why don't you sue me? Take everything I got too. Why don't you protect your privacy right away? We got the Schaefer Bill in California. All states have the Driver's Privacy Protection Act too. The last time you bought a car, what did you do? You let someone sweat you for hours on end. You lost up to $5,000, up to 9 inquiries too. See, when they handed you that paper to run your credit, when you signed it, you should have said this allows 1 inquiry. You should have took a picture. The thing that makes no sense to me is, why are you driving a car registered to you? Shouldn't the car be registered to a division instead of you? Shouldn't the corporation be writing it all off but you? You see, that makes you a duck today. Let's say hypothetically you went to the bank or the grocery store today. You accidentally bumped someone's car, a little bumpity bump, but they act like they got whiplash. They're going to die. The question to you is pretty simple. It's 3. Driver's license, insurance, registration, please. Then your heart fell out of your chest. Then you go, I wish I would have listened to Ray. Use your home address? No. A corporation's allowed to pay the insurance versus you out of your taxable income. And you're the registered owner today, so you're a duck. That means when they call them those nasty attorneys on TV and they sue you and they take everything you got, you didn't listen to me. That's why you need to be at the workshops all day tomorrow with me. The registered owner should be a division and not you. So if they try to sue you at the end of the day, they're going to get diddly squat. Why not? There's that corporation, line of defense, the way I wrote the rules in 86. Don't you dare bring the pain home after me to me. You want divisions today? I'm discounting them, literally, 3 tax IDs and histories for $6.99. Bottom line is going to be up to you. Zelle, wire, deposit. You see, I want you to bulletproof you and your family. I want you to understand something today. You're going to have to basically never bring the pain home anyway. Those attorneys on TV, they're always looking to sue somebody. That's not very nice at all. The number 1 news that's watched every night is very simple. Fake falling. This guy's a nice guy. His wife's married. He's got a daughter and a son too, and grandkids. They go to church every Sunday. He's at the coffee shop. All right. He looks around. Nobody's there, so he wants to go, boom! He falls down. He looks up again. Nobody saw him, so he did it again. See, he wanted his $10 million lawsuit. Luckily, there was a video camera that day. I bet you his family's real proud of him, huh? What do you think? So let's understand something today. That could be your neighbor, maybe your brother-in-law too. July 3rd, 2009. I took my corporate yacht from my backyard. There's the address, Lauderdale, Udock, and Huntington Harbor. I said fill it up. It was $1,600. I wrote off the card and the interest rate and the yacht. The next day, I get to lay in the hospital and get to die. Kind of sucks. But you know what I did when I came out of that coma after making a promise to help you? All right, 5 weeks with an oxygen tank, I still put my credit score back to an 820. I still popped a $1 million credit card again. Learn the rules and tools so you don't bring the pain home ever again. God's using me to help you today. Please master Ray's rules. Keeping my promise. I named my son and my daughter after me. The Reynolds University again will be my legend when I eventually die. 9 days left and you're not doing anything yet? Oh my goodness, I'll pray for you because you need to set it up like yesterday. The Titanic, it can't sink. Heck, it couldn't even turn. Oh, Colonel Sanders, first $1 million check at 71. Thomas Edison, all right, he didn't ever give up either. Bannister told the world to go to hell because they said, you can't run the 4-minute mile, sir. We're experts. He did it anyway, and then 1,400 people follow along. You got to remember something today. Reaching your dream, that car, that Lamborghini building, tax ID. Think and be the impossible. I've done it all my life. Ray's rules, there's 20,000 you need to master here. No one can take that away from you. Give me 90 days. I'll teach you the rules, the tools. I'll do the work for you too. Every seminar, workshop, and boot camp you're stuck with me. I don't pass the buck. You can trust a written guarantee or your money back. It's a pretty simple thing to do. Now, you want $1 million paycheck, please raise your hand as high as you can so I can call that dumb. You only keep $375. The rest goes to the IRS, by the way. Now, if you want $1 million in a corporation, we're all going to raise our hands. All of them go, yeah, dude. Why? We don't have to pay tax. We get to pay the bills first. We pay tax on the leftover. Won't that be kind of fun? Richard, my client, he won Survivor the first show. He didn't listen to me. See, after the show, because he almost died 3 times on the show, he got the $1 million check. They said, you got to pay tax of $625. You get $375. He said no, and he pissed it all away. Then they put him in prison for 3.5 years. Please listen. Don't bring the pain where? Home ever again. Motivation's great. I listen to it every day. But at the end of the day, if they're not giving me money or credit, teaching me how to play the game, to me, I'm sorry to say, it's still blah, blah, blah today. At the end of the day, you got a story to tell too. I want to get you an 820, up to $100,000 of safety credit. I want to get you a corporation and divisions too, up to $1 million of credit too. Stop being stuck. What's next for you is pretty simple. It's me. You and me, we get to play, and you get to master the rules in your brain. It's kind of fun too. So the bottom line is, I want to repackage your whole life, house, car, bank account, and a lot more. Tomorrow, I want you at every workshop I'm going to do from 7 a.m. till the afternoon. There are 9 of them. You going to let the opportunity pass you by? I pray you don't. I'm trying to save their what? Christmas bonus today. The books and CDs, 18 books and CDs today. It's going to be to you, instead of $9.99, it's $2.99 if it's done today. Tomorrow, it'll be $4.99. So wait till tomorrow and have to spend more money. Is up to you. Zelle, wire, deposit. That's all you got to do. See, credit rebuilding, if that's all you want from me is an 820, okay. Have price today, $4.99, the $5,000 card back to you. If you want the starter package to be the millionaire, let's get you the 820. Articles, also tax ID, workshops and setup classes, and level 1. Let's give you half price today. $999. 10 times your investment back to you and $10,000 of cash credit. The Millionaires in the Making workshop's kind of fun too. Instead of $4,000 today, $1,999 to you, and I'll get you $25,000 of cash credit. Remember, I love Zelle, deposit, or wire. All right, I don't want a merchant because they all get hacked anyway. All right, Zelle, wire, deposit. There's the page. All you got to do is get it to me, and guess what happens today? You'll be in my workshops tomorrow. Now, how did the 14th Amendment make corporations into people? It actually did. Now, I love the United States of America, but I'm the person that always mastered the rules and tools every which way I need to. All right, so remember, the United States of America, all right, they plan the line of defense too. They master 50 states. They're all corporations. And the states master the divisions too. Oh, I'm sorry, they're called cities. They plan if there was a problem. That's why they invented a Chapter 9 bankruptcy. This is your chance to learn the rules and the tools. No one on the planet teaches what I teach today. Why? Because God only made one of me. You don't want to play? That's up to you. All I know is never have joint credit. Buy a house, escrow close, escrow homestead, escrow put in a trust. Corporation, you don't name it after you. You don't name it what it does, you get up to $1 million of credit too. You got to set up the line of defense. I want you to remember today, when you drive around your city and when you see a bank, all right, you see a grocery store that's been shut down before or during COVID-19, they bankrupt the piece. They wrote it off on their taxes. They're still in business today. You need to learn how to play the game too. Divisions for real estate, franchise, current business. You're going to have to master Ray's rules and tools. So I'm going to hold your hand while I do the work for you. You get it here. At the end of the day, I want you to plan on the problem. If you would have known just part of what I told you today, you probably wouldn't have been knocked down the last time. So keep in mind, safety credit, line of defense. You got a lot more to learn. This is just an overview today. Never bring the pain home. We're all Humpty Dumptys. Someone's always trying to knock us down or take it away. 2020, first year, right away. 2021, I'm going to go after that line of credit up to times 9. The American dream, everyone talks about it. If they're not going to hold your hand and get you to the $1 million dream and get you the money too, I'm sorry. At the end of the day, I think it's just blah, blah, blah. I've been doing this for 43 years. So understand something. Money coming in every month, pay all your bills. You drive a company car, not the one you drive today. You never go on a vacation, you go on a business trip. You help other people, you free up your time. You master the line of defense. Remember, you have to master Ray's rules and tools. The ability to do this right. Credit rebuilding. You can't just do that credit repair crap. It doesn't work. What do you do? Lie and say, not mine, never late? You got to seal the record. You got to do a rapid rescore too. The bottom line is you shouldn't be using your personal credit anyway. That's family, 29% rule. Today, I'm giving you half price. $5,000 card back to you. It's $4.99. It's a giveaway today, not tomorrow. It's today. Starter package for the $1 million dream. The goal is the 820. Give you the articles, the OS list, the tax ID. See, when you watch your favorite movie, you can say the lines before they do. What if you go to the setup class for 90 days? Just stuck with me. How about level 1 to set up those divisions too? All I know is I normally charge $19.99. Today, $10,000 of credit back to you during the program. It's going to cost you $999. That's it. The Millionaire in the Making workshop. That's my favorite one because I think everybody needs $25,000 of credit to get started. Today, it's $19.99. And if you have a corporation before you met me, you paid $3,000 and got a stock kid too, and they say that 96% of you didn't do a darn thing at all because you didn't know what's next. I want to be your next. Zelle wire deposit today. I want you in all the workshops tomorrow with me. If it's not done today, I can't load you in the class at all. See, none of the salespeople work on Saturday. Nobody's here but me. You got to stay safe and strong. If you're wondering what's next to come, let it be you and me. Let's always remember life is a gift from our Father in heaven. God has given us the opportunity to believe and receive. Let us make the best of the day and give thanks in every way. Thank you, Jesus, for one more day. Amen to that. All I know is today is over. Starting Monday, you got 9 days. If I don't have the name of the corporation and the divisions and set it up, or even ordering the reports and credit reports and everything else for you, we just ran out of time. I don't control the calendar. Neither do you. And if you let opportunity pass you by when you've wasted thousands on something that didn't work and now you're going to get stuck with me, and I guarantee it in writing to you, what can I say at the end of the day? See, you got a toll-free number right now. All right? It's free. It's a phone call. It's 800-510-3338. And all you got to do is pick up that phone and call it right away. 800-510-3338. At the end of the day, I'd like you to be at all my workshops tomorrow with me. And remember, at the end of the day, God loves us all.